So I don't know if you guys remember, but I have done spring tours and summer tours at this long perennial bed that I put in at my mom's farm, the main farm across the road from mine. I put this in a few years ago, and I think it's sometimes good to show different times of the year and how the bed is looking, because guess what? It looks pretty lifeless like right now. Other than the boxwood, which you can see this year I definitely want to trim up and shape. They have some nice color, they have a little bit of structure, but look all around them. This is all last year's growth. So you can see here, we had asters. They bloomed last fall and they looked good. We had some lilies back here. They bloomed, they're dried and they're over with. We had some baptisia back here, or false indigo. It's bloomed, it's done, and now there's all that growth from all the perennials sitting here. There's lots of leaves. Look at all this. And what we have now is we're not even to spring yet, but we have a really warm day today. It's almost 60 degrees today. And that makes us think, let's go out and clean out all the beds, right? That's not what I do. So I am out pruning fruit trees right now because that should be done in really late winter. But instead of cleaning out beds like this, which we're tempted to, I leave this because guess what? I call this a false spring. In Iowa, we are gonna have March and April and it can get really cold. And what happens if you clean all this out? This is protection. This is like a blanket. So if we get rid of all this, we're gonna expose any of this growth underneath, which look right here, the aster has a little bit of green already. But if I take all this away and expose it, when we get into those really cold temperatures again, which I promise you, as much as we don't want it, it's gonna happen, it will freeze back off. So I'm gonna leave this protection and I'm gonna let all of this stay like it is. Now, a lot of times I get questions, hey, can I trim my boxwood? Look, I have a little bit of brown on it. Should I trim it off? No, this is not a good time to trim. March and April in Iowa, zone 5, it is too cold to trim. What happens if we trim right now is on these warm days, trimming spurs growth. So if we get a really warm day, this boxwood's gonna wanna grow and start working where you trimmed it. Well, when we get cold again, it's gonna be a real hard stressor on it and it could die back even further. So wait to trim anything. It's too early, wait till we're warm out. I know it's tempting, but you know what's best for a garden? In the fall and winter, and right now in this perennial bed, leave it alone. Leave it alone till it's warmer out, and I'll be back out here. I'll be cleaning the bed out when it gets warmer. I'll be cleaning up, I'll be putting compost down and mulch, trimming up shrubs. But until then, just enjoy winter for what it is, which is, guess what? Hibernation and time to sleep. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I think winter is actually a great time to look at the overall structure we have. So while all of my perennials, all the peonies that are in here, they're all gone, guess what is here? The overall year-round structure, which is green velvet boxwood down below. I like green velvet because they're dark green glossy and they have a nice spherical shape. They'll get 3 to 4 foot tall, wide, round, full size. Behind them on the upside of this limestone wall, I have green mountain boxwood. Guess what? They're the same family, that dark green glossy leaf, but you know what I like about them? They're upright. So they're gonna be more like a living fence or a small hedge someday as they keep growing in. But then beside them, these upright beauties, these are Taylor juniper. I love them because obviously they're a juniper, so in the winter they get a little bit bronzy color, but they'll get nice green again here when warm weather comes. But a Taylor juniper is the closest thing in this cold climate of zone 5 in Iowa that I can get what looks like an Italian cypress. We can't grow those here. But these are tight, uniform, upright, and they stay really compact and I don't have to trim them. But you know what they're acting as here? Columns. I like a lot of formality, and as you can tell, I have big stone architectural salvage columns behind them with urns on top, which are leading you down here into a new orchard I've planted in the last few years. So these are gonna keep getting taller and they really draw your eye down into this area. And I really love the winter interest they give and how they give this height year round. It's great. So winter is a great time to look at your beds, not to do anything to them, to look at them, to look at your structure and think what you might want to add in the upcoming season. There's always things we can add. You know it, I know it, but not do the work because plants are still hibernating and we should too. So what do I hope you do with all these videos? Share them around. You know what? When you share them, yeah, it helps me, but guess what? It helps everyone else see that gardening is possible. If I can do this in Iowa, out in the open rural area, you can do it anywhere too. So I'm gonna keep looking because that's the fun part. Let's dream about the upcoming season.